Welcome to the 2022 Unity Beginners course. This is episode 26 and I will talk about audio. In Unity we use an audio source to play sounds. To create an audio source, simply right-click on the hierarchy, Audio, Audio Source. You can think of an audio source as a speaker in the virtual world, and it is responsible for playing a sound in the virtual environment. In order to hear sounds in a virtual environment, there must be an audio listener present in the scene, and this component usually comes with the camera, and you should make sure that there is only one single audio listener in the scene. So let's take a look at the audio source components. The first one is called the audio clip, and you have to feed a sound file reference to this clip property. And below we have the mute option. This will mute the audio source. And we also have the play on awake option, which will make the sound play when the game starts. And also the loop option will continuously repeat the sound when this option is enabled. Down here we have the volume, and it can be set between 0 and 1. And the pitch option here, it is -3 to 3 in the inspector, but actually it can be set to more extreme values via scripting. And the default value is 1. For stereo pan, it is the balance between the left and the right speakers. So let's try and run the game and see how this sound will behave. So here I have play on awake and loop disabled. So let's try again and click on play on awake. And you see a beeping sound, that is the sound inside this clip, is played once. What about we use the loop options? And you will hear the sound being played continuously. So let's also try to play with the volume and the pitch. Now I'll reduce the volume and it is muted, and when I increase the volume it becomes louder. And for the pitch, I can increase it and reduce it, and you will hear a significant difference in the sound. And you will also notice that the higher the pitch, the faster the sound is played. It is because the pitch is related to the frequency of the sound. So now let's take a look at 3D sounds. So inside the audio source component, you will notice a property called spatial blend, and this value is a slider here. It has a value between 0 and 1. And if you take a look closely, you will see a 2D and 3D word under each end of the slider. So if we scroll this all the way to the right, it becomes a 3D sound. And down here we have the 3D sound settings. The first property is called the Doppler level. Now this property is related to the Doppler effect. Now in real life, when an ambulance or a fire truck pass through us, you will hear a difference in the pitch of the siren, and that is called the Doppler effect. Now the spread value here controls the spread of the sound. And under here we have the volume roll-off option, and it is the behavior of the volume based on the distance. And we can set the minimum and the maximum distance underneath here. And for the volume roll-off, we have logarithmic roll-off, linear roll-off, and custom roll-off. It is a curve that can be customized by simply dragging on this curve. So I will now unmute the sound, and you will hear the beeping sound. And currently the sound is set to 2D, and you see the sound has a continuous pitch and a continuous loudness, regardless of the distance from the audio source. But what if I set it to 3D right now? It becomes a 3D sound, and I've set it to a linear roll-off. So now when I move away from the audio source, you will hear a change in the pitch and also the change in loudness. So change in pitch is due to the Doppler effect, which is the Doppler level here. I've set it to 5. If I set it to 0, that means it has 0 Doppler effect. So now only the loudness will be changed and the pitch will remain the same when I move away from the audio source. And that is basically how you use 3D sounds. This is episode 26 of the 2022 Unity Beginners course. I'm Yeahlowflicker and I will see you in the next episode. Stay tuned!